I'll wait to see your golden smile, feel of 1,000 kisses. Oh, please stay a while.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In our first 2 episodes, we sailed around southern Croatia, and now we're slowly creeping northwards. Strap in because there's more sea, more sun, and hopefully no sunburns. So we went from a couple of nights ago in this anchorage here, and we went south all the way to here last night to this little town where there was a restaurant, and then we went this way this morning, and now we're tucked into here. We are on Otok Šipan, which means we're on the island of Šipan. It's not too far northwest of Dubrovnik, part of the Elafidi Islands, and actually the biggest one in that group. Šipan is small and peaceful with olive groves, citrus trees, and quiet bays that feel like you've stepped into a painting. The whole island only has a few hundred people living here, so it's definitely not a party spot. It's more the kind of place where you just breathe a little deeper. Anyway, we're hopping in the dinghy with Priscilla's crew to go look for dolphins and explore some of the caves and swimming holes. Here's the thing about the OC Tender dinghy. Those 2 little styrofoam seats it comes with, not practical and not comfortable. Basically, they're like sitting on a folding chair while in a roller coaster, so we don't use them. We'd rather perch along the flat edge, more space, better balance, easier to move around. But when the waves hit and the person at the tiller decides to test your core strength, sitting on the edge becomes a quick way to meet the water. Kidding, he doesn't hate me that much. Honestly though, while blow-up dinghies might feel more cushy, we absolutely love our OC Tender. It's tough, it's reliable, and it always gets us into whatever adventure we're chasing.
I don't think it's a fender, but I've got no idea what it actually is. Bit of concrete. Oh, actually, it might be some of that rock. It's weathered. Yeah, and weathered. Yeah, it's shallow just ahead now.
How shallow? Not because of me, but...
First time on a mooring boat. We're in 5.8 right now. We decided to move across the water to the opposite side so we could moor on a mooring ball with our 2 other buddy boats. Change of scenery, less swell, more good photos, priorities.
Yeah, it's about how we got it.
Do that again! Because you're probably still got your engine on, it will.
Once you settle down, it's centered.
First time on a mooring bow on our catamaran, and this will be interesting because we are really close to all these people, and very close to the beach and the beach bar. And my husband in a banana hammock. Our first buoy on this boat. Donovan just installed those things. New anchorage. We're on a mooring ball, so we're pretty close to the action, I guess. You'll see how quiet the night is. So here's the deal with mooring balls here. They're pretty much first come and first serve. I don't think you can reserve them ahead, but don't quote me on that. The nice part is this one doesn't actually cost anything, as long as we stop by the bar and buy a drink or a snack. Since we've given up alcohol over 10 years ago, that usually means coffee, water, or chips. Yes, we are those boring old sailors, but hey, cheaper bar bills. Last night we stayed on anchor just across the water behind that motor yacht. After a fabulous afternoon enjoying the company of our friends, we decided to call it a night. Unfortunately, the wind turned Oka in the opposite direction she'd been in before, and we were now dangerously close to the bar's pier and the swimming buoys. So at about 10 p.m. we decided to release the mooring ball and scoop back to our original spot and free anchor once again. Our first mooring ball experience aboard Oka was short-lived, but we chalk every experience to exactly just that, experience. If there's one thing we've learned since buying this catamaran and living on it full time, it is that any doubt we have while at anchor, on a mooring ball, or stern tied to anything is that that doubt will become a sleepless night for us. So if we're not 100% comfortable with the way we're secured to a spot, we just do it again or move elsewhere. Dropped in about 9 meters. We got 70 meters out, and we are stern tied back at the same place where we were before, except maybe a little bit further this way. We were stern tied to those rocks over there. Now we're stern tied to these rocks over here. If you watched our last episode, this place will look familiar. We're back in Uvala Spilice, just stern tied to rocks. It's absolute paradise. Cliffs, pine trees, quiet water, and hopefully not the storm we had last time we were here. We're only staying one night, and then northward we go again. And here she is, Aneta. She's a 40-meter or 131-foot luxury charter yacht, and she's absolutely stunning. Aneta is loaded. Wow, she's pretty. Aneta, A-N-E-T-T-A. I'm gonna have to Google her, see what she's all about. She has 6 cabins, room for 12 guests, and comes with a crew of 8 who handle everything from cocktails to jet skis. Speaking of toys, Aneta is loaded. Jet skis, paddle boards, snorkeling gear, water skis, and yes, a water slide, because apparently it's illegal for yachts like this to leave the dock without one. She even has a pool and a jacuzzi, which feels a little unfair to the rest of us, but you've gotta admire it. For the bargain price of 81 to 93,000 euros a week, you too can float around the turquoise waters of Croatia in style. And by bargain, I mean, well, it depends on your bank account. Today we're sailing north of the Korčula area and dropping anchor just north of the town of Lumbarda. Lumbarda sits on the eastern tip of the island and has its charming mix of sandy beaches, little vineyards, and cozy restaurants. We dropped in 9 meters. We're in 8.8 right now. We've got 46 out, and we are in just by Korčula on our way to Split. Tied up, something's in their anchor, we're not sure what it is, Pajot to the rescue. In the morning, as we picked up anchor, Priscilla ran into a problem. Their anchor had snagged on a thick underwater electrical cable. Not great. So Donovan went over to help. I don't know what's happening right now because I can't hear their conversation. They got some sort of a rope they tied to the top trampoline. And it's now hanging down under the trampoline, and now they're going back to tie it on the other end. I'm not exactly sure if it's an electric wire. Maybe they don't want to touch it. If it's live or alive or turned on or whatever the terminology is. Not sure what's happening. But the anchor's metal, so I also don't know how that would be affected. They tied one end of a rope to their cleat and the other end to the cable, lifted it just enough to give the anchor some slack, dropped a bit more chain, and boom, the anchor popped free. Something just made a noise, like it fell, so we're hoping that's whatever that cable was that was stuck. In situations like this, you always try to leave things better for the next boat if you can. Back in episode 153, our anchor got tangled up with two ancient anchors on the sea floor in Kefalonia, Greece. Before cutting ourselves loose, we actually took them outside of the harbor and dropped them where no one else would snag them. I think she got the bridle off and I just heard somebody laughing, so that's a good sign. Alright, anchor's up. Yay! Now that boat's gonna be moving. Somebody needs to get at the helm. Boy, they're not in a hurry, are they? In this case, though, moving the cable just wasn't an option. So Priscilla's crew did the next best thing. They uploaded photos and left a review on both the Navily and the No Foreign Land apps so other sailors would know the location of the cable and what to expect. As we sailed further north, we passed by the stunning town of Korčula. Looks like a very nice town. Some big yachts. Nice anchorage. Sadly, we didn't get to stop and explore at this time, which was a total bummer. But even from the water, it looked like something out of a medieval fairy tale. The old town is perched on a small peninsula and is often called a mini Dubrovnik, with its stone walls, red-tiled roofs, and winding alleys. Oh, and fun fact, Korčula claims to be the birthplace of Marco Polo, and there's even a museum dedicated to him there. Between the Venetian-style architecture, the centuries-old fortifications, and the vineyards and olive groves that surround it, Korčula is one of those places that make you immediately want to add it to your bucket list. We only got to admire it from our helm, but if you're visiting Croatia, don't make our mistake. Definitely go ashore and wander those streets. Now, you may be wondering why we're still sailing at sunset. Well, let me tell you. Our plan was to anchor in the Hvar area in the Paklinski Otoci, also known as the Pakleni Islands. Gorgeous spot, turquoise bays, pine-covered islets, basically paradise. But what we didn't realize was just how popular it is. When we got there, it was like spring break in Miami. Boats everywhere. Stern-tied, rafted together, music blasting. Personal space was a myth. Combine that with some wind and swell, making Hvar town itself less than ideal for anchoring, and we decided to keep moving. So we carried on to the island of Šolta. And Šolta is the opposite vibe. It's quiet, it's laid back, with sleepy fishing villages, olive groves, and tranquil bays. It's close to Split, but it feels like a world away from the chaos of Hvar. Honestly, it was the perfect call, even though we did arrive in the dark. Okay. 9:33 at night. We dropped in about 20 meters. We're at 19.6 right now. We got 68.4 with almost 8 on the bridle. Alright, well here is the anchorage that we arrived to in the pitch blackness last night, which we could never see. Interesting to see this in daylight because we could not see any of it in the pitch black.
We have no idea what we anchored over, but we are hoping and praying to God that we're not in anything bad, because we did hear like a slip. So I revved it back up again to make sure that we were holding tight, and we were, but God knows what's under there. This one over here yesterday started feeling pretty terrible, like he's getting another cold or got another cold, and then he was sitting at the helm and got stung by something. We don't know if it was a bee or a wasp or whatever, and then was sick all day after our whatever 10-12 hour sail, and then stubbed his toe on this little lip right here last night when we got here. So he didn't have a good day. Here we go. Let's do this. Our last leg before we get to split. Oh, great. He says our bridle came off in the water. Do you need the...
I need the
hook? It's attached to the line, so it's not gonna fall like into the water, but we need to fish it out with our boat hook. Here.
Put it there.
Alright, I'm gonna get back behind the helm and let him do his thing over there, because I'm about to hear some cussing, I am sure. It wouldn't be a normal bad thing happening with the boat without bad words coming out, like all sailors do, I guess. I was sitting here watching the chain counter, which says 35.6, and he's like lifting. We're at 19 meters right now, so I was just like praying and praying, please don't let us be stuck into anything. And he's like lifting, and I'm like, why are we still at 35? I just can't make any sense of it. And then I hear clunk, and that's our anchor all the way up. But our chain counter still says 35.6, no sensor. It says no sensor. I hope the magnet didn't fall out. If it's not one thing, it's another. At least we didn't get stuck on anything. I hear metal, so that means he's got the bridle up, so that's good. So now we just need to figure out why this says no sensor and 35 meters out. We've had the magnet fall out before, so that could be. Okay. He says he has to let the anchor back down a little bit so he can get the bridle up. It's actually a really nice bay, huge anchorage that we just couldn't see any of last night. I need to find my way on the map anyway. Let's see, we are going to split. So we're going in here, so I need to turn this way. So now our black line is moving. We're gonna go in here and in here. Now we're heading in the right direction. He reset it and he's gonna drop some anchor. Still says 0. That's not good, because we need to have a chain counter to know how much chain we're putting out right before a stormy weekend. What's going on?
I don't know, babe. I got to think of it.
Arriving to Split, Croatia.
Oh, and the chain counter? It's fixed. This isn't the first time it's broken, so thankfully we had extra magnets on board. Donovan swapped one in, and now we're back in business and ready to anchor in Split. Okay, we made it to Split. We are anchored in just under 9 meters. We've got 60 out with 10 on the bridle, and we just need to stay away from other boats during the storm. Honestly, I don't know when the storm's gonna hit at this point, but we'll just keep an eye on it. Today is Friday, and it can be any time between Friday and
Tuesday. Every afternoon is going to be windy and potentially some rain. I don't know when it's going to actually hit or if it hits. So we will see. Pray God all is good.
Our next stop, the Croatian equivalent of Dick's Sporting Goods. Donovan needs real weights. His homemade setup, 2 6-packs of water bottles and a mop handle, just wasn't cutting it. Is he creative? Yes. But is it super effective? Not really. Ah, the beauty and sounds of nature. And Donovan fixing yet another thing on the boat. Let's try this again. Or not. Maybe the third time's the charm?
We just came to eat dinner at this restaurant and now we've got this mess and we're trying to figure out if it's going to go over our boat or not because we have all the hatches open. We are over there behind that post. And hopefully that's not going over us.
And that's it for this episode. Next time we'll explore the beautiful city of Split, then sail on to Trogir and beyond. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out. And if you've been to Croatia, drop us a comment. Tell us your favorite spot or your funniest anchoring story. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.